Good morning. Are you ready for our English practice today? Yes, I am ready. I reviewed some grammar rules last night. Nice. What did you study exactly? I studied the difference between present simple and present continuous. That is great. Can you explain the difference in your own words? Sure. Present simple is for times or habits, and present continuous is for actions happening now. Excellent. For example, I eat breakfast at 8 a.m. is present simple. Right, and I am eating breakfast now is present continuous. Perfect. Let us practice a few more. What tense is he plays football every Sunday? That is present simple because it is a regular habit. Correct. How about he is playing football now? That is present continuous. It is happening at this moment. Good. Do you know any signal words for present simple? Yes, words like always, usually, often, sometimes, never. Exactly. And for present continuous we use now, right now, at the moment. Yes, those help identify the tense easily. Okay, let us move to pronunciation practice. Say the word comfortable. Comfortable. Good. But remember it is pronounced /kmftbl/ not comfortable. Oh, I see. So the middle syllables are reduced. Exactly. Try again. Comfortable. Perfect. Now, let us practice vocabulary. What does efficient mean? It means doing something well without wasting time or effort. That is right. Can you use it in a sentence? Sure. She is an efficient worker who always finishes tasks on time. Excellent sentence. Now, do you know the opposite of efficient? Maybe inefficient. Correct. Just add the prefix in. English prefixes are really useful to change meaning. Yes, for example, possible becomes impossible, regular becomes irregular. I need to memorize more prefixes and suffixes. That is a good idea. It helps expand your vocabulary quickly. By the way, is fastly the correct adverb? Good question. No, we don't say fastly. We just say fast. So she runs fast is correct, right? Exactly. Fast is both an adjective and an adverb. That is interesting. I used to make that mistake often. It is a common one. Another similar word is hard. We say he works hard, not hardly. Oh, yes, because hardly means almost not. Correct. For example, he hardly eats anything means he eats very little. English is full of such tricky words. True, but learning them step by step makes it easier. Do you use any special method to remember new words? Yes, I write them in a notebook and make example sentences. That is smart. I sometimes record them and listen later. That is also great. Listening helps with pronunciation and memory. I think combining reading, writing, and speaking is the best way. Absolutely. English learning requires balance between all skills. Okay, shall we continue with more grammar next? Yes, let us do that. Let us review past tense next. Alright, the past tense is used for actions that happened before now, right? Exactly. The regular verbs end with ed, like played, watched, worked. And irregular verbs have different forms, like go becomes went, and eat becomes ate. Correct. Can you make a sentence with a regular verb? Sure. I watched a movie yesterday. Good. Now on with an irregular verb. I went to the park last Sunday. Perfect. Don't forget to use time expressions like yesterday or last week. Yes, they help show the time clearly. Now let us check pronunciation again. How do you pronounce watched? Watched with a T sound at the end. Correct. Some students pronounce it as watched, but it is just one syllable. Oh, I used to say watched. I'll fix that. Good improvement. Now, can you tell me the difference between was and where? Yes, was is used with I, he, she, it. Where is used with you, we, they. Exactly. Example. I was tired yesterday, and they were happy. That is easy to remember now. Great. Do you know how to make a negative past tense sentence? Yes, we used did not, plus the base form of the verb. Correct. For example, I did not go to school yesterday. Or she didn't watch TV last night. Right. Just remember not to use past form after did not. So, not didn't he went, but didn't he go? Exactly. That is a very common mistake. I'll be careful about that. Now let us move to some vocabulary practice. What is the difference between job and work? Job is a position and work is the activity you do. Yes, perfect. For example, he has a job at a bank and he works hard every day. That makes sense. I'll remember that. Now, let us correct a pronunciation error. The word vegetable, how do you say it? Vegetable. Almost. The correct pronunciation is /tbl/ only 3 syllables. Vetubal. Oh, so the middle part is reduced again. Exactly. English often reduces vowels in long words. That is tricky but interesting. Now let us practice some question forms. How do we make a question in past tense? We use did plus subject and base verb. For example, did you go to work yesterday? Perfect. And the short answer would be yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Okay, I think I am improving. You definitely are. Your grammar sounds more confident. Thanks. Can I ask something about pronunciation again? Sure, go ahead. How do we pronounce asked? I find it difficult. Good question. It is pronounced /skt/ the K and T come together quickly. So not asked, right? Right. It is just one syllable. Got it. I'll practice that. Now let us move to adjectives and adverbs. Do you know the difference? Yes, adjectives describe nouns, and adverbs describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. Excellent definition. Example. She is beautiful, adjective. She sings beautifully, adverb. So adding ly usually makes it an adverb. Yes, but there are exceptions, like good becomes well. Right. She is a good dancer, but she dances well. Perfect. You're learning fast. Thanks. I am trying to focus on accuracy today. That is a good goal. Accuracy builds strong fluency later. I agree. Can we do some short exercises next? Of course. Let us make that our next step. Let us begin with a few fill-in-the-blank exercises, okay? Sure, I am ready. Sentence 1. She ___ to school every day. Which verb fits here? She goes to school every day. Correct. That is the present simple form with goes. Next one, please. They ___ playing football now. They are playing football now. Excellent. You remember the present continuous form. Thanks. Give me a harder one. Okay. He ___ his homework yesterday. He did his homework yesterday. Perfect. You used the correct past tense form. I am getting more confident with tenses. You really are. Let us check sentence structure next. What is the subject in Tom plays guitar? The subject is Tom. Right. And the verb is plays. And guitar is the object. Excellent. That is called the slow structure subject, verb, object. Oh yes, I've heard of that before. Now, do you know what an auxiliary verb is? Yes, it is a helping verb like is, am, are, do, does, did. Exactly. They help form questions and negatives. For example, do you like coffee? Or she doesn't like tea. Perfect examples. What about modal verbs? Modal verbs express ability, permission, or obligation like can, must, should. So I can swim, or you should study, are correct, right? Exactly. Very clear. I sometimes get confused between must and have to. Good point. Must is for personal obligation, have to is for external obligation. So I must finish my homework, means I feel responsible myself. Yes, and I have to finish my homework, means someone else expects it, like a teacher. That is a subtle but useful difference. Exactly. English has many such small differences. Can we review some common pronunciation mistakes next? Sure. Many learners pronounce the V in thumb, but it is silent. Oh, so we say thumb without the B sound. Correct. Similarly, the K in knife is also silent. Right, we say knife. Exactly. Another example. Honest, the H is silent. So it sounds like honest. Perfect. Hooray, catching on quickly. Thank you. I also noticed some words have stress changes, like record and record. Yes, when record is a noun, the stress is on the first syllable, record. As a verb, it is record. Interesting. I never paid attention to word stress before. It is very important in English pronunciation. I'll practice more with a dictionary that shows stress marks. Good idea. Now, let us practice articles. Do we say apple or an apple? An apple, because it starts with a vowel sound. Exactly. And a banana, because it starts with a consonant sound. What about the word hour? Good question. We say an hour, because the H is silent. Oh, I see. So it depends on the sound, not just the letter. Exactly. You're absolutely right. This is really helpful. I feel like my basics are getting stronger. Yes, mastering basics gives you a strong foundation for advanced English. Then next time we can talk about prepositions, right? Yes, that is a perfect idea. They're tricky but very important. Let us start with prepositions of place. In, on, and at. Okay, I always get confused between those three. No problem. In is for enclosed spaces in the room, in the city. Got it. On is for surfaces, right? Like on the table. Exactly. And at is for specific points at the door, at the bus stop. So we say I live in India, my phone is on the table, and meet me at the station. Perfect examples. What about time prepositions like in, on, and at, for time? Good question. In is used for months or years in May, in 2025. On is used for days and dates on Monday, on November 10th. Exactly. And at is for exact time at 7 a.m. That is clear now. I used to mix them up before. Many learners do. Practice will make it natural. Can we move to prepositions after verbs? Sure. For example, depend on, listen to, believe in. So we say I depend on my parents, or she listens to music. Exactly. Don't forget the preposition after the verb. Yes, I'll remember that. Are there fixed phrases too? Yes, for example, good at, interested in, afraid of. Okay, I am good at drawing, and he is afraid of spiders. Perfect. Now, can we do some error correction practice? Sure. Here is a sentence. She can't dance very well. What is wrong here? We don't used to after can, so it should be she can dance very well. Excellent correction. Next one. He went to school yesterday. Oh, that is wrong because after didn't he, we use base form. It should be he didn't he go to school yesterday. Perfect. Hooray, improving quickly. Thanks. Give me a harder one. She is married with a doctor. What do you think? It should be married to a doctor. Exactly. Many students make that mistake. I'll remember that married to is the correct one. Good. Now one more. I am looking forward to see you. It should be looking forward to seeing you, because to here is a preposition, not part of an infinitive. Excellent explanation. Hooray, think I'm like a teacher now. Maybe someday I'll become one. Why not? Hooray, already good at explaining things. Thank you. Let us do one more error check. Okay. He is more taller than me. We shouldn't use more with our adjectives. It should be he is taller than me. Perfect. You understand comparatives well. Yes, and superlatives use the plus estate, right? Like the tallest. Exactly. Or the most beautiful, for longer adjectives. I like these rules now that they make sense. That is the key understanding, not memorizing. Agreed. Can we try sentence transformation next? Sure. Change this active sentence into passive. The teacher explains the lesson. The lesson is explained by the teacher. Correct. Now one more. They built the bridge in 1990. The bridge was built in 1990. Excellent. You understand passive voice very well. Thanks. Passive voice is easy once you know the verb to be forms. Exactly. The formula is subject plus be plus past participle. Yes, and the tense changes the form of be. Perfect explanation. Let us move to conditionals next. Oh yes, I always mix them up. No problem. We'll start with the zero and first conditionals. I am ready. Let us begin with the zero conditional. It is used for general truths. Right. The structure is if plus present simple, present simple. Exactly. For example, if you heat water, it boils. So that is always true, no condition or change. Correct. Now, the first conditional talks about real future possibilities. That is if plus present simple will plus base verb, right? Yes, for example, if it rains, we will stay home. Got it. So it is realistic, not imaginary. Exactly. Now the second conditional is imaginary or unlikely. The structure is if plus past simple would plus base verb. Correct. Example. If I won the lottery, I would travel the world. So it is for things that probably won't happen. Right. And finally, the third conditional for past and real situations. That is if plus had plus past participle would have plus past participle. Perfect. Example. If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. I think I understand all for now. That is great progress. Many learners find them confusing. Yes, but when you compare them together, it becomes clear. Exactly. Now, let us do modal verbs for possibility and advice. Sure, like might, could, and should. Right. For example, it might rain today, shows possibility. And you should drink more water, is advice. Perfect. How about must? It shows strong necessity or logical conclusion, like you must wear a helmet, or he must be tired. Excellent explanation. Can I ask something about ought to? Yes, ought to is similar to should, but sounds a bit more formal. So you ought to respect your parents is the same as you should respect your parents. Exactly. Both are correct. English modal verbs are small but powerful. Yes, they completely change the tone or meaning of a sentence. Now, let us practice reported speech. That is always tricky. Sure. In reported speech, we move the tense one step back. So she says, I am tired, becomes she said she was tired. Exactly. You remember the rule well. And he said, I will call you, becomes he said he would call me. Perfect. You're doing great. Thank you. What about time expressions? Do they change too? Yes. Today becomes that day. Tomorrow becomes the next day. And yesterday becomes the previous day. That is useful. I'll write those down. Good idea. Let us also talk about relative clauses. Oh yes, using who, which, that. Exactly. Who is for people, which for things, and that for both in some cases. So the man who lives next door is a doctor, is correct. Perfect. And the book which I borrowed is interesting. Got it. I think I can use that instead of which, sometimes, right? Yes, especially in defining clauses. The car that I bought is new. Okay, I'll remember that. Now let us test your vocabulary. What is a synonym for happy? Joyful, glad, delighted. Excellent. And the opposite? Sad, unhappy, miserable. Perfect. How about a synonym for big? Large, huge, enormous. Exactly. Expanding synonyms makes your speech more natural. I agree. Using the same words again and again sounds boring. True. Variety improves fluency. Can I ask one pronunciation question before we finish this section? Of course. How do you pronounce developed? I hear different versions. Good question. The correct pronunciation is /develpt/ not developed. So the ed is not an extra syllable. Exactly. The sound is short and quick. Okay, I'll keep practicing that word. Good. Your pronunciation is already improving. Let us talk about idioms today. Sure. What exactly is an idiom? An idiom is a phrase whose meaning can't be understood from the individual words. For example, break the ice means to make people feel comfortable. Oh, so kick the bucket means to die. That is also an idiom, right? Yes, exactly. But be careful, it is informal, so don't use it in serious situations. Got it. How about under the weather? It means feeling a little sick or unwell. I see. Idioms make English sound natural but also confusing sometimes. That is true. The best way to learn them is through context. Alright. Let us make some sentences. I'll start. Yesterday, I was under the weather. Good. I'll try one. We played some games to break the ice in class. Nice example. Do you know any phrasal verbs? A few. Like give up means to stop trying. Correct. And look after means to take care of someone. Let me test one. Turn down means to reject something, right? Yes, perfect. For example, she turned down the job offer. English has so many small combinations that change meaning completely. Exactly. That is why constant practice is important. Speaking of practice, do you think recording myself would help? Absolutely. When you listen to your recording, you notice pronunciation and tone issues. Okay, I'll start doing that. Also, shadowing technique helps repeat after a native speaker instantly. I tried it once. It improves rhythm, but it is difficult to keep up. It becomes easier with time. Try short clips first. I'll do that. Thanks for the suggestion. No problem. Now, shall we practice some vocabulary? Sure, give me a word. Meticulous. Do you know what it means? It means being very careful and paying attention to details. Excellent. Can you use it in a sentence? He is meticulous about keeping his desk clean. Perfect usage. Now my turn. Resilient means able to recover quickly from difficulties. I'll make a sentence. Children are resilient after small disappointments. Very good. Do you keep a vocabulary journal? Yes, I write new words with their meanings and example sentences. That is a good idea. I should start one too. Definitely. Review it weekly so you don't forget. Will do. Let us quickly revise tenses before we finish. Okay, we already covered present, past, and future tenses earlier. Right. Just remember, form plus usage plus examples equals mastery. Form, usage, and examples. Got it. You're improving quickly. Your grammar and pronunciation sound better. Thanks. Your explanations make things clear. That is what friends are for. Let us keep practicing daily. Yes, consistency is the key to fluency. Exactly. The more we speak, the more natural it becomes. I feel more confident speaking English now. I am happy to hear that. Let us set new goals for next week. Good idea. Let us focus on advanced vocabulary and idioms. Perfect. We'll learn 5 new idioms each day. Deal. Alright, let us wrap up for today. Great job. Thanks. See you tomorrow for another learning session. See you. Keep practicing and stay motivated.